Hello, it's me, Sean Simpkins. I am the host of the Future Pipe Radio Show broadcast, and I decided to go ahead and just post this little short message on YouTube. It's something it's a question I've been wanting to pose to a lot of these libertarians and 9/11 truthers and people who are part of the Tea Party movement and the different movements that are outside of the mainstream political climate right now. It's really simple. It's a really simple question. The question is, how is it that you guys figure that a person like Ron Paul is going to be your leader or savior, and people who support him are going to somehow carry us out of the political situation that many of us feel that we're in? Now, that question doesn't negate the ideas that you have about some of the problems that we're seeing in our current climate of politics. However, it does address the the question kind of address the idea that you're going to take somebody who is deeply entrenched in the system, and that person who has been working the system basically for years, regardless of the fact that if they come across as if they were resisting the system, they were in the system. They couldn't have been resisting it that powerfully, because people who really resist the system ends up one way, dead or destroyed, or excuse me, two ways, dead or destroyed. So it seems unlikely that a person who has been in the system and operated in the system for that longer period of time would really be true opposition to the people who create the problems that we perceive. You listen to some of the alternative media, such as Alex Jones, and they are always talking about the left-right paradigm and how the people who are in control of of this of the way we deal with our politics today, how they use a left-right kind of, as he said, paradigm to control our choices so that they can still promote an illusion of freedom, but they are actually giving us the choices that we have and trying to sell us on the idea that we actually have a choice in reality. Well, the same thing goes with any other part of their system, including Ron Paul. If you really think about it, Ron Paul is a kind of right wing, right wing conservative, almost, almost. I don't want to say, well, he's kind of a right wing version, or the right wing version of this left right paradigm. And on the left, who do you have? And I think many of you already know who's the left version of this. He's the left socialist, kind of communistic. As a matter of fact, I think he's an admitted socialist or admitted communist or something. Or he admits that he has admiration for socialism or communism. But it's the man Dennis Kucinich, the House of Representative Dennis Kucinich. He's the left version of Ron Paul. It just so as and see, if you really look at it, they put both of those two people out there, Ron Paul and Dennis Kucinich, to cover whatever direction the population leaned towards. So if the majority of the population starts leaning towards a kind of right-wing fascist shift, then you have Ron Paul playing the leader of that, which he is. If they had went into a sort of socialist left-wing resistance shift, then you have Dennis Kucinich, which is his socialist left-wing counterpart. Anyway, maybe I'm wrong about that. That could be, I could be off, but it just seemed like the logic is there. I didn't get into the specifics of either one of their backgrounds, but just for the simple fact that they voted on a lot of major issues in opposition of the Congress, and yet and still they are there and they have been there in Congress for a long time, means that they are, first of all, they would have been very noticed. Number one, uh, people who are in Congress and people who are in the White House, from the presidents to their cabinet staffs, when they are really against the system, something happens to them. Whether it be Ron Brown or JFK or JFK Jr. Any one of these given people, when you're really in opposition, something happens to you. So that's just food for thought. Let's see what you think. This is Sean Simpkins, once again, future host of Pipe Radio Show. Thank you for your time.